Good morning. Oh my goodness. It is 10:01. I've been trying to get a lot of things done this morning, and man, I just walked in here and it was 10:01 and I thought, "Oh no." So, thank you for joining me this morning. I am StampinDeDe, and I love trying out new things, learning new techniques, and then sharing them with you. That's my passion. That's what I love to do. Years and years and years ago, long before before I joined Stampin' Up! Or even started card making, I was one of the instructors at Michael's. And I did all kinds of projects, taught all kinds of projects, and I loved doing that. I just love sharing my craft with people. So this is what I'm doing right now, and I am so thankful that you are here with me. And I hope if you're watching live that you'll post and tell me who you are and that you're watching. Because I love to know who's with me. And I get a lot of viewers on YouTube. And one of these days I'm going to figure out how to go live on YouTube, because I think that would be fun. But I haven't figured that out yet. Anyway, so thank you. If you are a YouTube follower and you are watching this replay on YouTube, thank you so much for doing that. And I'd love it if you'd let me know. Just holler at me and let me know. All right. Let me make sure this is off. Yes, it is. Okay. And if you are watching the replay on here, thank you for doing that. And I hope you enjoy this card. It was new to me. I have not done this exact card. Now, I've done one real similar to this. So it may not be new to you, but I had fun working with it. It's similar to the bookbind card, but it's a little bit different. So let me show you the first one. The first one I did was a Christmas. And this is called the Bookbind Fold Back. Bookbind Fold Back. So here's your bookbind portion right here. But here's your fold back portion. And, I thought after I made it, it might even be fun to put a strip of this designer series paper right here. I think that would be really pretty too. So you can do the inside panels any way you want. I did them similar on this one. Not quite as similar on the next one that I'm showing you, but and I think it'll be really different on the one I'm going to demonstrate. But this is it, and it's a really simple pattern, a really simple fold to make. So, celebrate the season. And this was made using the Christmas tags and more. And the cutouts, let me grab it. It's Christmas tags and more. The cutouts are included. The paper, lots of different patterns of this paper. Let me just pull it out and show you a few of them. Here's a few of the patterns. I love that one. That's my favorite. But here's this, and then another plaid, and then there's some that have sheets that you can cut apart and use the designs on your card front. And then it has all of these pop-out die-cut pieces. And that's what I used on this card. I used only things from the Christmas tags and more set. So you might look for that if that's something that you think you might enjoy using. I've used it for Christmas tags, and then I've used it a lot for Christmas cards. All right, so this is the bookbind fold back. Now, here's another of the bookbind fold back. I did this because I need to send this to a friend. So I thought I might as well do it as my demo and use this technique. So this is paper from the StampinDeDe. No, it's not. The one we're going to demo is the StampinDeDe. This is right here. It is from the 2025-2027 in color paper. And I just love this. I especially love the cloud cover and the secret sea. Those are just two of my favorite colors to use. So, so I did that from this, and this is also one of the in colors for that set, and it is the strawberry blush. And then Old Olive. This is not a Stampin' Up! Set, but I needed for it to say prayers on the front. So I defaulted back to an older set that I had, Sending Hugs and Prayers. And then I just stamped inside and used one of the smaller 3 stamp sets. All right. So again, this is the bookbind fold back technique. You're going to have to excuse me. I have to keep grabbing a drink. I'm still congested. I've sort of been sick all week, off and on all week. Some days I feel better and I go do things and then I'm just wiped out the next day. So, you know, it's just slowly clearing up, but when I talk a lot, then I start coughing. So, all right, here we are. Bookbind fold back. And again, I hope if you're watching, you'll say hi and let me know you're there. So, I'm not sure how this one, the one we're going to demonstrate, is going to turn out, but we're going to give it a try. I wanted to use the StampinDeDe Autumn paper, and especially this one, this piece. In fact, let me get out the whole piece. Let me see if it should be right here in the front. Yes. And you know why I picked this last night when I was working on this? Because of the northern lights that are being seen right here in North Texas. In fact, I stayed up last night. I wanted to see them so badly. But I went outside at midnight, and then I went outside again at 2. And I could see just the faintest bit of color, but I would have had to have gotten in the car and headed out away from street lights, I think, to see anything. So I didn't get to see them, but I've enjoyed all the pictures that have come up on the news and on Facebook. How beautiful. So when I saw this paper last night, I thought, oh, I want to do a card with that. Well, when you cut the pieces down, it's not nearly so stunning, but we're gonna work with it and see what we can do. So I have another ephemera set. This is the Spring Celebrations, and this one is no longer available, but there are several ephemera sets available, and I love using those. So I popped some things out of this one. I'm trying to use it up, and I'm going to color this bird to match the colors that are in here. It's pumpkin pie and fresh freesia and bubble bath and pretty in pink and just some weird colors. Of course, that's what you get with a sunset. So, or with the northern lights, if you're lucky enough to see those. All right, so here are the pieces that we've got. The first piece, and look right here. The first piece is our base, and it's 8.5 by 5.5. So it's your normal card piece. Now, I've already scored it, but I'm going to show you that you score it at 1.5. You score it at 1.5, 3 1/4, and 4 1/4. So 1 1/2, 3 1/4, and 4 1/4. That's the scoring, and that's what's going to make our bookbind fold back card. So the first thing we're going to do is fold it in half, just like a regular card, and burnish it. Burnish that score line. And then I'm going to fold my bookbind fold back. And burnish that. So the first thing I'm going to do is secure that bookbind. And I'm going to do that with tear and tape. So I'm going to put me a piece right here. And another piece right down here, close to the edge. And I'll trim this one off. All right. And take a pick tool. You want to press down on them and make sure the sticky sticks before you pull off the top layer. All right, there we go. Boy, that take a pick tool makes it really easy. And then I'm going to press that down. And that's going to create my bookbind. Now we have another fold. And this fold, you're going to fold it back in. So, let me burnish that. All right. Oh, that's not right. We're going to fold it this way. Oh, fold it back. We're going to fold it back. That's it. That's how we're going to do it. And then the next thing we have, that's cardstock 1. Then you have a second color of cardstock. And this is probably Highland Heather. Is that what I picked? Let me make sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's Highland Heather. And this is Secret Sea. And again, I love Secret Sea. So we're going to use that. But first of all, we're going to put down... Oh, I let that get on that. Okay. We're going to put down our 2 pieces of Designer Series paper. And these are 3/4 by 5 1/4. 3/4 by 5 1/4. You know, and your card is 5 1/2 long. So 3/4 by 5 1/4. And I don't know how long this is going to last. Not very long. Just say that every time and it keeps lasting. Okay. Okay. And I want to make sure that I get these going the same direction. And I can tell because there's a little piece of the pumpkin pie or the orange down at the bottom. So I'm going to center this. And then I'm going to center this one right over here on the other edge over here. So let me get my adhesive. I don't want to do that. Get my adhesive on it. Well, come on, Deanna. All right, right here. I'm just going to center it just like I centered the other one. There we go. There we go. All right. So then we're going to work on our front and inside. And this is going, it's going to go like this. You're going to put this on here, and this is going to go on that. And that'll be your front, and then your inside will be this. So these pieces, this piece, your second cardstock is 2.5 by 5.5. So it's the same length as your card base, but it's 2.5 inches wide. 2.5 by 5.5, and see how it fits right in between these two pieces. Just perfectly. And then this one is 2.25 by 5.25. So it's just a little bit smaller than your second cardstock. 2.25 by 5.25. All right, so let's work on this. This is what's going to take the time, because I want to color this. And I think I'm going to do the flowers with some shades of the Fresh Freesia, the purple that I'm finding in the Highland Heather. So I'm going to do the flowers a light Highland Heather, and I'm not going to be, I may do those on the lighter, the darker, because they're on the, okay. So I'm doing the light first, because then I can come in with the dark. And I'm just, you know, just barely. In fact, I think I just did a leaf. Oh well. I think I just did another leaf. Oh well. Who's going to look at it and say, oh, look, she colored a leaf? Who is going to do that? I've really gotten to where I'm just not that picky, because people just love to know that it's a handmade card, and they're looking at the craft of it. They're not looking at the details. All right, let me see if I can get this one. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell what's a leaf and what's a petal. Okay, we're going to do this one. I'm going to come back with the dark there. Well, I think that's a petal, a stray petal. Well, I think that's a petal too. All right, we'll see. So now I'm going to come back with my dark Highland Heather, and I'm just going to come along the inside edge, and we're just adding some depth is all we're doing, and I'm just dotting it, really, just adding some depth. And if it's a, oops, yeah, that's this one. If it's a petal that's flipped over like these, the inside, I'm going to color them dark. And then the dark along the edge. So, I think that was the only one that was flipped over. But these are more inside. Okay. All right. Oh, I didn't finish these. Let me get these done. I'll go over that one. I think it really was a leaf. I'm not sure I got my old olive. I didn't. All right, I think, and I'm just going to do the inside of the flower with this dark. There we go. Just, you know, hopefully it's going to bring out the color in here. All right, let me grab my old olive. Okay. Yeah, here's the old olive. So I'm going to do the light. These leaves are not very big, though. I think that's a leaf, but I'm going to have to do it with the dark. That's a leaf. Yeah, those are branches. leaves, leaves. Just the tiniest little bits of leaf here. Okay. All right. And so now I'm going to come back with the dark. And I'm going to do the little stems that come out on that leaf. And every now and then I'm going to do a darker leaf. But I'm going to do the big branch. I'm going to do it in a brown. See, some of these little leaves are folded over, so I'm just giving it some depth. All right. There's with that. And let me grab a brown. This is pecan pie. And I'm just going to do the light. Because I don't want that much contrast there with the branch. Okay, that's pretty much it, isn't it? Now, we've got that. Now we're going to focus on the bird. Set those aside. And the bird I'm going to do in gray and like a, this is what, pretty in pink? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to do the underside in the pretty in pink. And I'm going to do the light first. And I'm doing pretty in pink because that's one of the colors that we're using. And I'll come up here. Couldn't tell, I couldn't tell if I was off the screen or not. All right, and then I'll do the dark. See, I wasn't. Okay, and I'm going to come back here with just some dark, just in a few spots. All right, now we're going to do our gray, and this is light and dark gray granite. So I'll do the light first. Just give it a base coat. Just filling in the spaces because there's already a lot of dark lines with this bird. Okay. And now I'm going to come back with my dark. And I'll go ahead and do the beak and the eye and the legs and feet. And you really don't need much highlight because you've got so many dark lines. So we really don't. I'm just going to put a little bit of a shadow underneath him. All right. I think we're done. I may add just a touch into that petal pink. A touch of the, this is, I'm using Timid Tiger because it's a little softer than the pumpkin pie. Yeah, I like that. It's just a hint of that orange. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So I thought I would use this branch. And I thought I would arrange it to where it was similar coming off of that branch. So it would look like it was a continuation of that branch. And then I've got some, these are that bubble bath. See, I've got these butterflies that are the Timid Tiger and the Petal Pink. So I thought if I could draw it in that way. I don't know. I don't know how that looks. Maybe. So I've got these too, and I thought what I could do is take my dark Helen Heather and come along and give these flowers more of a purple. Okay. Well, all right. I think once I get the greeting on, I think I'll use this one. It's more of the pink than the orange. All right, I'm going to go with that. I'm not crazy about it. And what if I take that off? And then these butterflies can just make their own statement. I'm going to give that a try. All right, so what I'm going to do is put the branch down first. Use a little bit of glue. Uh-oh. Pulled off my thing, which is okay. Just put it back in. Just want to put it in the center because it hangs off. All right. And that's going to go down just like that, but I'm going to put it down with dimensionals. I think maybe when we get it all together, it's going to look all right. See, I have trouble mixing colors. I do. I've told y'all that before. I have trouble mixing colors. If I see it and I like it, I go, oh yeah. But to just do it from scratch when I don't really have a guide, yeah, well, that's just me. All right, there's my bird. He's looking out over the whatever. And this I'm going to stick right there, coming out. Put a little bit of liquid glue on there, tuck him down there. Okay, and then the butterflies, my sentiment, let me go ahead and stamp my sentiment so I can figure out where I want it. Then I'll figure out where to put my butterflies. So I'm going to use this Thinking of You because I need that so often these days. And you know, it's not specific like Get Well or With Sympathy, but it could be. Thinking of You could be most anything. All right, I'm going to do that right there. And I'm using Secret Sea ink. Okay. I'll bring my trimmer and trim this down. Wrong blade. All right. You know, I want to trim it a little bit more. All right. just the tiniest bit more. And that's dangerous when you do that. But I'm going to do it. Top and bottom. Okay. I got it down a little bit. Oh, and I've got to do my secret seed. So, I'm probably just going to do this like that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Go ahead and glue this down. Using the white glue. Put it right here, give me some space to angle the ends of this as well. So I'll go ahead and cut this down and then trim it up close. And I want it really up close. I never get it as close as I want it because it's hard. You don't want to cut into the white, but I want it close. And now I'm going to do this and this. Okay. Let's see how we're going to fit that on here. So if I put it right here, if I put it right here, I can have the butterflies up here. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to pop this up. There. And there. Because it does overlap just a little bit. I'm going to tuck it right under that. And angle it. And then I'm going to put my butterflies. I'm just going to put the adhesive, the glue, the white glue, right in the center. And I've kind of popped their wings up. There's that one. And that's trash. Pop their wings, bent their wings up just a little bit. Now, I think, let me see, I didn't think about this, but let me see. Got these. I could use those to pull the purple up. I've also got these. Those are good too. Which do I need? You know, I think these would look nice. Can't decide if I want to put them in the butterfly center or if I want to scatter some here. I may. Okay. This is more the orange. So I'm going to put a couple of these in the center. These are the little ones. This is the 24-26 in color. I don't know that those are available anymore. Now I'm going to use the pink on that one. We're just going to make this pink and orange thing work. There we go. And I could use a couple of them down here as well. Maybe the bigger ones. Maybe a pink one here. And an orange one here. All right. Let me get this back in here. Well, maybe not. Maybe not right now. Nope, not right now. If I don't get it right away, and no, I don't want that inside. All right, here we go. Now, let me back it onto my Secret C. It is about to run out. I've got a new one ready to go. I like the colors. I wouldn't normally use those, but I like them. And I think when it gets on the card with this background paper. All right, and here's what we do with this. We just want to center it so that it shows the color on both sides. It shows the paper evenly distributed. And what I've done is put the, and I don't use that because I want to move it. So I've put my adhesive on this. All around the edge and then down the middle. I should have used the regular tip because this one comes out so fine. All right, we've got our adhesive on there. And now we're just going to line it up with the top and the bottom and on each side. But you want it to be even. Even with the top and the bottom. There we go. All right. Yeah, you know, when you get it on, I'm moving this one over a little bit. Oh, come on. We're still, yeah. When you get it on there with the colors of the sunset, it works. It works, doesn't it? All right, now we need to do the inside. And all I've got for the inside, out of that set of ephemera, I found a butterfly that's a fading orange. And I've got these pieces. And I can use those or not. I could kind of, this is the orange one. No, those are the orange ones. This is the pink one. I could do it like that. I've got another one of these, but I don't think I really need it. Or I could just do this. What do we think? Or maybe just the butterfly. Maybe just the butterfly. Gonna have to cut the edges off the butterfly, the tip right there. Well, we might can get it on. I'm just gonna do the butterfly. I just wanted to use things out of that ephemera pack and make it work. And we're gonna make it work. All right, I'm gonna have to really watch my edge there. Okay. Well, it's all right if it goes over a little bit. It's okay. And I'll put, well, no, I'm not going to put any gems in there. So, what do you think? Do I need something down here? I don't like that. All right, we're going to do that. Let's see, I hope I have enough adhesive to finish this card. Looky here. I think I do. Looky there. I have enough. And if I wanted to put another piece of a sentiment inside, I could do that. There we go. All right. So we used pieces from this Spring Celebrations ephemera pack and used the beautiful Sunset Designer Series paper from Splendid Autumn, which reminded me of the Northern Lights, which we've seen in North Texas. And this is the Bookbind fold back card. The Bookbind fold back card. So, that's it. Did I, let me make sure that I think I burnished everything. All right. Here we go. All right. These are the Bookbind fold back cards that I made. Like I said, this one's going in the mail today to a friend. Christmas. I had to do a Christmas. This one I used the, oh, what is it? Let me find the stamp set. Oh, here it is, right here in the front. For this one with the flowers, I used the Petals of Beauty. And it's your two-step stamping, which gives you your outline, which I think is so pretty. And then the dies that will cut out your greenery and cut out your flowers. And, of course, I just stamped the flowers on the inside. You've got these with your stamps. You have your these 3 flowers and the inside of them. So that worked really well. And that was the Petals of Beauty. All right, here we go. So here are your measurements. I mean, I just wrote them out. I think you can see that. The cardstock, the base is 8.5 by 5.5. Let me move it up just a little bit. And you score it at 1.5, 3.25, and 4.25. And then the second cardstock, which is this piece right here, is 2.5 by 5.5, and you cut 2 of them. Oh, no. Yeah. No, you don't cut. No, you don't cut. You just do that. Just one of those. I thought, why? The DSP, you cut 2 of those. 3.25 by 5.25. And in your basic white, you cut 2 of those. 2.25 by 5.25. So that is your card. Bookbind fold back. I had to write it down so I could remember it. Bookbind fold back. All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And like I said, if you're watching the replay or on YouTube, thank you so much. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment, and I'll go back and answer those. Thank you, Kay. I do too. And you know what? We did another one. In fact, I had a card from you. No, I can't find it. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, but it's not the same. I had this card from you that is sort of similar, but not. It's not. It's different. More different than I thought. This with your bookbind And it gives you the opportunity to highlight your designer series paper and make a border out of it. I love that. So, all right. Have a great weekend coming up, and I will see you next Thursday, but I will not do a Facebook Live the week of Thanksgiving. So, we'll see you next week. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.